Good morning, everyone. Today is Thursday, June 7th. Thank you so much for joining into our weekly health insurance reform webinars. You know, it is summer, but there still is a lot of activity. So much more in this administration than before, whether you consider that good or bad, there is a lot of activity. So I appreciate everyone joining in every week to learn the latest and greatest and stay informed for your clients. So today is June 7th. My name is Deb Wilkinson. I'm the Vice President of the Health Plan Options Department here at URL. We do encourage questions, so you can ask questions in one of two ways. You can either raise your hand icon in your control panel to the right of your screen, or you can type in your question and I'll answer that at the end of the webinar. So since, for those of you that aren't new, you know that I have technical issues many times. So if you can hear me and see my screen okay, if you could just throw up your electronic hand, I would appreciate. Awesome, awesome. Thanks, guys. Okay, so let's get right into the agenda. First and foremost, it's not in my agenda, but I did hear this morning that the VA choice bill was signed. This is something that President Trump really believed in, and a lot of the veteran associations. I don't know if it's good, bad, or exactly what the details mean. I'll certainly follow up with all of you next week on those details, but the fact remains that it was signed yesterday, and for the most part, most seem to be very happy about it. So, repeal and replace, there's an article in my newsletter today that will come out around 10 o'clock that talks about, repeal and replace, and it's still generating a lot of chatter, but, no one believes that it's going to go anywhere. It also talks about, the Republican Party, if they focus on health insurance reform, that it's not going to be a good thing for them. It's kind of a death sentence. So I found that interesting when also Senator McConnell talked about not having the August recess and canceling that. So I think it might just be political posturing. Certainly nothing that happens in this day and age, right? But Democrats are accusing Republicans of trying to eliminate their campaigning opportunities if the August recess is canceled, and Republicans are blaming Democrats for obstruction, saying they had no choice but to cancel it. Republicans are saying that they're planning on working on some of the appropriation bills that are still outstanding, and Democrats are saying, well, we're going to start working on health insurance every day and every minute. So I say refer to the first paragraph, because I do believe that it's just more political posturing. The Republicans and the Democrats, in my opinion only, are posturing, and what that says to me is whether they stay in Washington for August or not, it doesn't seem like a lot's going to get done other than additional bickering. So that's unfortunate for all of us. Hopefully they remember their elected officials and they work for us, but I think that's kind of escaped most of them. Anyway, I'll get off my soapbox. Pennsylvania Insurance Commissioner Jessica Altman, she did release a press release yesterday, and I did include that in the newsletter, so you'll see that. She says that Pennsylvania rate increases are modest compared to some of the neighboring states, and that's absolutely true, since Maryland was filing for a 94.6 increase in their PPO products. She says the average filing for individuals is 4.9% increase. Yes, that certainly seems modest, but if you look at the track record of the last several years, 4.9% is still an insult, in my opinion, of where we started and where we're at now. So, I guess if I'm looking at glass half full, 4.9% is at least chewable, maybe. Small group, 3%, that's about what it was last year. I believe it was 4% last year. So again, that's modest. With small group, of course, you have those trends built in, so which can build or increase quarterly by, as much as 4%. So small groups are still faced with some challenges. That is not going to go away, I don't believe. Goes on to say 31 of Pennsylvania's 67 counties will have more choices than last year. That's always good. Only 8 counties will only have one choice compared to 20 counties last year or this year that only had one choice. And she goes on to say that Pennsylvania is at an all-time low of uninsured at 5.6%, and 1.1 million more Pennsylvania residents have insurance. And of course, I quote her, due to the ACA and Governor Wolf's critical decision to expand access to the Medicaid program. Of course, most of the newly insured folks, whether it's Pennsylvania or nationally, have gone into the Medicaid program. Whether that's a good thing in your opinion or not, it is definitely a fact. You know, when we started the ACA, or when it was passed back in 13, you know, I think the average uninsured rate was almost 9%. Pennsylvania was much closer to about 7%. So we have reduced our uninsured, which is always a good thing. But just wanted to throw out those stats. Pennsylvania rates were filed May 21st, and they will be available July 23rd on the Pennsylvania Insurance Department site. Obviously, I will gather those and get those to everyone. So we're going to talk now about some of the things we talked about last week, but it's worth repeating. Highmark Central 2 to 50 new bonus for July 1st through December 1st effective dates, $120 for every group, every new group in the 2 to 9 segment, and $240 for every group in the 10 to 50 segment. Large group Lehigh Valley bonus is also available for 51 plus employees, and it varies based on how many are enrolled. But again, another opportunity. Geisinger is also offering a bonus, 25 per subscriber on groups, new groups through August of this year in the 1 to 99 segment. If you end up with 200 or more subscribers, you'll get $50 per subscriber. And of course, the big push for all the carriers are on these EPO type platforms in the Lehigh and Northampton counties. So new 1 to 99 groups in the select and extra plans, you would get $40 per employee per month as compensation. Normal is $15. And if it's a renewal, same thing in Lehigh and Northampton County, you'll bump up to $24 from October of 17 through August of this year. So there is still some time left to earn some more money. Pardon me. 2019 employer affordability, it's going to increase to 9.86 from 9.56 for this year. I do have a chart, and I think this is kind of helpful. It talks about the FPL because that's, of course, where it all starts. So you can see how the federal poverty level has increased. So 2018, which is $12,060 at 9.56%, most somebody can be charged is 96.07 for the affordability factor, and if they're at the federal poverty level. And then for 2019, even though it bumps up 9.86, it's a relatively small, 3% increase to 99.75 per month. So I wanted to at least throw that out. If you want that chart, I can certainly send it to you. Just shoot me an email, debw@urlinsgroup.com. We just had the CPAHU CE seminar here on Tuesday, and that was well attended. It was a great presentation that Stacy Fry, our president, put on with speakers that really talked about reference-based pricing and analytics, and just some of the things that are changing in the market. Another offering is here at URL. It's a seminar on June 19th. It's going to be run by Matt Alina, and it's going to discuss how to increase some revenue and how to take your Medicare sales for those that specialize in Medicare and turn those into final expense sales. And they're also offering a life summer bonus. So if you have an interest, if you're in that Medicare market and you want to build your revenue in some of the off months or even during AEP, I would encourage you to check out the registration in my newsletter and plan on attending. Another great opportunity, and even though it's in September, I wanted you to save the date. Our annual Medicare Connections Conference at the Hershey Lodge has been scheduled. That's September 5th. It is very well attended. 300 plus folks come and sit in a room, and the carriers come and give you kind of a preview of what their plans will look like for the selling season for AEP. So again, save the date if you've come to it before. That's great. Then you know the value that it offers. If you haven't, give me a call or reach out to Christy Wilbert or Karen McDaniel, and they can tell you what the agenda is, and I'm sure you'll find it worth your while. That's really it for our discussion today. Hopefully you have some questions. While you're formulating those questions, just know that I will be back here next Thursday, which is June 14th at 9:30. So hopefully you can join us then. So let's just see here what the questions are. Only one. What are the current PEPM rates for Central PA for Capital and Highmark? They are 24 PEPM for the 1 to 99 market for Capital and Highmark. That's it. Those are our questions for today. Not bad. And as always, if you have questions, you don't need to wait till Thursday mornings. I'm happy to help you. Here's my email address, my phone number, my extension. Please give me a call. If I don't know the answer, I'm happy to research. It helps me learn and stay informed on what consumers are asking of you as well. So as always, I appreciate you joining in, and hopefully you'll join us next week. And I wish you all a great balance of the week and a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.